look, if you just click to this, then you are at the right place because it is getting hot. Like, a lot of secret has been spilled, so you just need to take a seat, grab your popcorn, grab your drink, and let us dive into the Real Housewives of Lagos, Season 1, Episode 7, okay? I'm just quickly going to check our sound just to make sure that you can hear me clearly, because I know most of you will be watching today. So the last thing I want to do is to just be here talking to myself. So, all right. What's going on? Trying to get this on, connected into the, so I can double check our sound and we can begin. Pardon me. Okay, so at this point, all right, so it is getting hot, okay? The ladies are sipping tea. They are talking about pimping some persons to governors of some of the Nigerian states, and just there's so much tea here. There's so much tea, so don't go anywhere. And let me quickly say this. I see some of you love the show, you enjoy it because maybe you're not watching it on Showmax. So I'm here dissecting, giving you the gist. All you have to do to support your girl is just to click on that red subscribe button, okay? So that way, and turn on the notification bell. That way you will be one of the first persons to be notified every time a new episode is out. We will come here, sit down, and we will talk about it together, right? Okay, so that's the reason why you need to subscribe and always give the video a thumbs up, okay? So more persons, so our family grows bigger and more persons can join us when we do this. That being said, I remain your girl, Octavia Cora. I'm your host on the show, okay? So please don't forget to subscribe, and we are now, grab a drink. Let me even pull up the hands of my sleeves before we start. Grab a drink, okay? Okay. Let's dive right in. Okay, so I will quickly pull up. Like I said, I always have the notes as I'm watching. I'm jotting down points and everything as the show is going, so I can follow the same way to explain everything to you. That being said, let's dive right in right about now. Okay, so I told you people last week, when if you've not been following, remember I said we have a playlist. So go catch up from the first review we did when they did season 1, episode 1. So click on the channel, on my channel, and you will see a playlist, the same title, The Real Housewives Review, and you can watch and catch up. If you're seeing episode 7, you might not understand what happened in episodes 4, 5, 6, 1, and all of that before 7. So try to catch up, and then you will understand the gist fully. I'm trying to pull up the notes because I save them in my phone. Sometimes I write them down in like a note, or sometimes I just do it on my phone. Okay, so let's pull it up. All right, episode 7. Okay. Hello, Vincent. Hello. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you for joining. All right, so episode 7 started with Tiana at her fashion house. Like I told you, she calls herself the fashion goddess. That's Tony Lawani. She is Tiana's empire. She's the owner of Tiana's empire. So this episode started with her sitting in her fashion house, and I think she had some clients and she had a shoot to do with the client, so she was in her fashion house. And next to her was Priscilla sitting there. She was trying to style Priscilla. And now Priscilla, some of you might not know who Priscilla is, so let me quickly tell you this. Now, if you check on my channel, you see we posted a video where Iyabo Ojo's daughter was celebrating her birthday and the new ride she got for herself and the whole controversy that came up. She's 21 years old, I think, Iyabo Ojo, which is one of the ladies of the Real Housewives of Lagos. So when the daughter celebrated, I think we didn't know that it was her that styled, that it was Tiana that styled Iyabo Ojo's daughter for that shoot and all of that. the look, that all black and looking all glamorous. Now, Tiana is good at what she does, okay? Tiana might be a lot of things, but Tiana is good at what she does. If you even watch, if you even the recent AMCA program that just finished, you could see the people she styled, they all look good. And you saw how she showed up on that event. So Tiana is always good at what she does. So it started with her styling Iyabo Ojo's daughter. And then she was talking to Iyabo Ojo's daughter, and then Iyabo Ojo called Tiana, and then they were on the phone. But then she was dressed in all black, kind of open chest. That's Iyabo Ojo's daughter, which her name is Priscilla. So Priscilla, so I'll be addressing her by her name. So when I say Priscilla, I'm talking about Iyabo Ojo's daughter, and is 21 years old. Okay, so she was wearing this big black heart, it's like very big heart, and she was wearing all open, like with cross kind of open chest top, and flowing, but it was all black. And she was getting ready for the photo shoot. And they showed Tiana in her confession, and Tiana was like, okay, she's preparing for the shoot, and they prepared a studio. They're going with like old school kind of, this old television setting thing. So her husband will be doing the shoot. Remember, she said she works hand in hand with her husband. She's a designer, her husband is a photographer and all of that. So they both work. Whenever she has a client to work with, they just do it all together in their studio and everything as a family. And I think that's really cool. And he's really creative. I think Tiana's husband is really, really creative, because if you've seen the photos of celebrities that he's worked with, and even people that are not that known but are just coming into the whole, entertainment industry thing, the guy is really good, and he can think, okay? He's very good. So it came out all nice. It was nice. Even Iyabo Ojo, she was like, she's super proud of her daughter. She's happy. She knows that Tiana is going to nail it. Tiana is going to give it her best, because Tiana has been styling her daughter for about 5 years, about 5 years now. And that she started styling her daughter from when her daughter was 16 years old, and now she's 21. So she's sure that their shoot, everything is going to come out great. Okay, so let's keep looking. Let's see what okay, sorry. Okay, then when Iyabo Ojo called Tiana, then they were talking on the phone, and Iyabo said to Tiana, Iyabo, that was when she talked about the styling, and then both of them started talking about Laura. That I think it was Tiana that asked Iyabo Ojo that, what's up? What do you think about Laura's fashion show? Remember, we talked about that in episode 5 when Laura was doing her fashion show and she invited all the ladies, and the whole saga, this one said that one and all of that. If Laura and Choma was not coming and all of that, she didn't care and all of that. But they showed up anyway for the show. They supported her, which I felt was great. So Tiana asked Iyabo Ojo, what does she think about the whole Laura's fashion show? Iyabo Ojo said she thought it was great and it was really nice. And this person, Tiana, replied and said, yeah, I think so too. It was really nice. And I was really happy when you and your daughter, because Iyabo Ojo, remember, she had said that all the ladies, she was inviting all of them, they should come and walk her runway for her, as a way to support her. Some of them agreed, those that were there. But at the end of the day, Miriam backed out. Miriam didn't change to anything. Miriam didn't walk the runway. I didn't know why. Tiana also did not. But Tiana was on the phone now when she was talking to Iyabo Ojo. She was telling Iyabo Ojo that she was really excited, and she felt like the highlight of the show was when she and her daughter, because they both came out separately and then finally came out together, mom and daughter. That's Iyabo Ojo and Priscilla coming out together. Iyabo Ojo was wearing a very hot two-piece, all like it was hot. And Tiana was saying in a confessional in episode 5 that what is going on here? Because Priscilla, Iyabo Ojo's daughter, was wearing a kind of night wear setting. This stuff that is in fashion now that a lot of ladies are wearing, that looks like night wear, that looks like something that you wear to stay in the house to sleep. But that's like a new fashion. That's where the fashion industry is going now. So all the celebrities and everybody wears those kind of clothing. So that's what the daughter was wearing, all full hand, long trousers, long pants. And then she came with this two-piece mini, hot micro mini skirt, pink, and all of that. So Tiana was just screaming like, oh no, Iyabo Ojo wore the clothes that was supposed to be for her daughter, and her daughter wore the clothes that moms should wear. and all of that. So she told her on the phone that she was telling someone on the background that, like, look what that, I know that this is what she would do. And when she gets to the front, she would do her hand like this to do, when she would strike a pose and all of that. But she said she didn't understand what was really going on. And she noticed that Miriam did not change to anything. So she just felt they were not working. So she was really happy when she saw Iyabo Ojo working for Laura, that she thought that was really cool. And then after that, they showed Miriam talking with her sister in her home. She was just chilling, like they were chilling outside. Now, I told you people in episode 5 that Miriam's house is really beautiful. Miriam has this massive mansion, beautiful everything, pool, you just name it. Okay, and I also told you people that she's married to a white. Okay, I don't know what country he's from, but he's a white man. Miriam's husband is a white man. So the house looked beautiful, really nice, and all of that. So she was sitting outside, maybe by the pool bar or so, she and her sister, and she was just talking to her, talking about her brand. I think she's into this fashion and clothing and all of that. Now, this is something that is common in Nigeria. A lot of people have like boutiques, shops, because there is always a party somewhere. There's always an event somewhere. So if you're into clothing business and all of that, you're going to make a whole lot of money out of it. So a lot of people tend to go for that. For that business. And another thing is, even though you don't have huge amount of money to start a business, you can just start with small money that you have in your account or at home. You just buy a few clothes and sell to people and make profit, and slowly you can save up for that big business that you have in mind. So it's something that people go into a lot. This is selling clothes, jewelries, hair, things like that, because there's always events. So you're sure to sell out. Your shop will always be busy because people want to go out, people want to party, people want to change their hair every day. Like there's a competition, like every lady want to look hot. So if you're selling hair, you will sell out. If you're selling clothes, you will sell out. People want to go to party, people want to go for weddings, people want to go to church, people want to go for family gatherings. So many things, Nigerians just love partying. Like it's something in Africa. They love being happy, everything. They try to bring out fun. So yes. So she was telling her sister, Miriam was telling her sister that she thought that it would be easy for her because the company she wanted to work with is based in the UK, I think she said. So she knew what she wanted, her design, she has planned everything out. So she just thought she was just going to, send it to them and everything would be ready and they would just ship down to Nigeria. But she got her biggest surprise that there was so much involved and it took longer time. But she was happy that she has received some of the clothing, like the center, like samples, and for her to see. So she was like, I want to show you something. And she picked out a small pink bag and she was like, wait, let me show you some of the stuff that they sent. So she opened and she was showing her sister some of the sample. And I thought her stuff was really nice. The first thing she brought out was like a 2-piece, which is a bikini and a full length trouser, kind of flower, flower kind of, busy fabric and all of that, but pink and kind of mixed with, I think, yellow or something. But it's this type of wears that people really love wearing to the beach, or if you're just hanging by the poolside, you're not swimming, you can wear your 2-piece and then pull up that trouser if you want to cover up a little bit, okay, when you're out there, or if you are going for a beach. And then the next thing she brought out was like a sleeping wear. Miriam Asson, welcome. Thank you very much for joining, sis. The next thing she brought out was like a sleeping wear. It was like green, all of that. And her sister was like, oh, I love this one. I'm going to keep this one and all of that. And she was like, I think you're going to like most of the stuffs when they get here and all of that. So as they were both there chatting, Miriam's husband walked in with a drink and something for them to just snack on. And then when he came, hello ladies, it's like, I have something for you. I brought drinks and something to eat. And Miriam turned and asked him if it was kind of a finger food. He said yes, and he served them a very nice drink. He poured out 3 glasses and set up the whole finger food there for them to eat. And I felt that was really, really nice. And they showed Miriam in her confessional, and she said, I love my husband so much because he really understands and he knows when his wife is kind of stressed out and he knows what to do. And I think that was really cool. It was really thoughtful for the man, although it might be planned, but we don't know. But let's just say it wasn't planned, okay, just to make the show fun, right? So I think that was really thoughtful for him to bring them something to drink while they were just sitting there talking about business and all of that. And Miriam also did something. She used the opportunity to talk to her sister about meeting the ladies, because Miriam came in episode 5 or episode 4 or episode 5. Yeah, episode 5. So she's just meeting the ladies. So she was kind of telling her sister that she met the ladies and she loves the ladies. They are all very busy and hardworking ladies, and like every one of them is at the top of their game, stuffs like that. So, but that it's only one of the lady that she doesn't really understand what the lady's problem is. That when they first met, the lady really didn't warm up to her or welcome her properly the way she was expecting. And I know she was talking about Caroline, because she was complaining. She's told when they went to Abuja for Choma's event. That was the first time she was meeting all the ladies, because Tiana hadn't invited her, right? So that was where this whole thing started, where she felt like when she walked in, everybody was kind of okay to hug her or shake her hand or all of that, but Tiana was just not having it. So she was like, yeah. So she was telling her sister, was like, okay, anyways, and all of that. So, and then they talked about, because she's hosting this time around, right? When they finished season 6, when they finished episode 6, season 1, episode 6, when they finished episode 6, they rounded up by she telling the ladies that she will be hosting them, inviting all of them to her house. And if anybody messes up or brings saga, drama, or anything, she's going to walk the person out of her house. And most of the ladies felt like that was very rude. You're inviting people to your house, just be quiet. And Laura was one of the persons that was really outspoken, like, come on, chill. What are you talking about? It's your home, done, all of that. So that was that. So she's hosting. So she also brought it up for, she set it on the table there in front of her husband and her sister, that's Miriam, saying that the girls are coming over and she doesn't really, know what should she do, and, things for fun and all of that. And the husband was like, bring a magician or something, like, she was like, what, you want me to hypnotize them or something, like, all of that. And they just laughed, laughed and had that chat, right? Okay. Okay, Miriam's husband brought them food and drinks. Okay. All right. Up next is Iyabo Ojo they showed Iyabo Ojo in her home now. Hello, hello, hello. I missed that person. Someone just came in. Regalo Beauty Concept. You're welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you so, so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining. All right. So after that scene, the next scene was they showed Iyabo Ojo in her house. I told you guys, Iyabo Ojo is someone else that, in fact, all the ladies, their houses are extremely beautiful. They all live in mansions. Most of their houses have this whole white setting and kind of, some of them kind of gold and different design, but all their houses are beautiful. I really love the work these ladies, they've done for themselves. They've done well. They've done well. Their houses look extremely beautiful, all right. So after that scene of Miriam at home with her sister and husband chatting and just chilling, then they showed Iyabo Ojo coming down the stairs, and they showed her in her confessional. She said she was getting ready to go to Tiana's house to pick up Tiana. That's Tiana's empire. To pick her up so they can go together to Miriam's house. She came up, she was looking all good. I think she wore like a short, and it was like a blue and white, like kind of flower setting. And I think this was a long sleeve, very nice. Her hair well made, kind of coily, wavy hair she was wearing, makeup done, very nice. She came out of the house, got into her car, and the car pulled away. And the next scene was she and Tiana in the car. Tiana was wearing, trust Tiana, now Tiana will always serve this whole kind of runway look. She's always serving that because she's selling her business. She's even said it, that one of the things that she went on the show to do was to showcase her business, her talent, and all of that. So every opportunity, Tiana uses it to sell her business from the beginning, if you've been watching, okay, or if you've been listening to all the reviews. We've said it so many times. So both of them in the car, she was wearing a kind of a yellow, this very bright yellow. I don't know if it was the kind of, but sometimes it looked like yellow. Some other times it looked like sulfur, kind of almost like greenish yellow but then she added some like a very big bow tie in front, which was like pink on it. So the color contrast was really beautiful. Makeup, everything was well done. And then they were in the car driving to Miriam's house. And then Tiana was saying that she hopes that it won't be boring over there. This one that they are all leaving their businesses and everything that they have to do um, today to go to her house. So she hopes it won't be boring. And then Iyabo just said, well, she said she will make it fun and there will be a lot of things for everyone to do. So I'm not thinking it's going to be boring or whatsoever. But let's just pull up. Let's get there and see what she has for us. Okay. So all right, so Iyabojo were the first to arrive at Miriam's house. When they got there, they knocked and the door was open. She had like a guy there wearing white and black uh, with face mask. And he opened the door and just few feet from him, another guy was standing. Another young man was standing wearing the same black and white, like a uniform. And they ushered them in and they sat down. Then they were there for a bit. Then they showed the next person arriving. The next was Laura. Laura too was looking all good. Laura wore like, I think it was a skirt or I think it was a skirt, a black skirt or a black short and a white long sleeve. And she had like a whole lot of opening, like a shirt, a white long sleeve shirt. So Laura arrived and the three of them, they sat down in her waiting room or her sitting room. But the strange thing is Miriam did not show up. That's the part I don't understand. I was thinking, okay, since it was her house, I was expecting her to be at the door welcoming her guest, but she had other people there. And even when her guest came in and sat down, she was not even there to talk to them, say hello to them or anything, well, maybe she was still getting ready, but I don't know if you're inviting people and you know the time, shouldn't you be ready before the people get there and so on and so forth. So much was just going on that I really didn't understand, you get. So anyway, that being said, I guess that's part of the show. They just want to do stuff. So then they showed the three ladies sitting down. But for some reason, I don't understand. They showed Laura in her confession. Laura said she wasn't feeling good. I don't know. Laura is always making excuses whenever the ladies are all together. So sometimes I don't know if Laura feels kind of uncomfortable being around all the ladies at the same time. Because if she's alone with Tiana, she's herself, she's vibing, they're both gingering and talking to each other and doing all of that. But then when she's by herself, it's just like, or when she's with all the ladies, Laura kind of acts somehow. I don't know if the show is trying to portray her that way because, this reality shows is like everybody, you have the villain, you have the nice person, you have this one, everybody you have a role to play. But it seems like they're making Laura to look, or she's kind of playing the part of, she's kind of intimidated by all the other ladies, or maybe she feels like they've achieved more than her. And I don't know, but that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from Laura whenever she's around all the ladies. But anyway, she came in complaining that she wasn't feeling good anyway, but it's not that she's sick, but she's just not feeling this. And in my mind, I was like, what do you mean? Like, why are you not feeling this? You get. So they said that. And something else that was very strange to me was the fact that the ladies were kind of not talking to each other. I was expecting them, since they were in there and the host is not there to talk to them, I was expecting the three of them, that's Iyabo, Joe, Tiana, and Laura. These three people, they don't have any beef between themselves. So I was expecting them to just chat away while they wait for Miriam to arrive, but that was not the case. That was not what happened. They just were on the phone and you could hear the crickets, like, it was so quiet and everybody was like, and then after a while, I think Iyabo was one that asked, where are the others? Now two persons were left, Choma and Caroline. If you know something, these two are always coming late to events. Like anything that is happening, Choma and Caroline is always late. And if you remember in episode 5, Laura has said that it seemed like Caroline is following everything that Choma is doing. So she's like a copycat. And they were like, she's a follow, and she does not have like a mind of her own. So she will have to do everything that this person does. Okay, so I felt like that was trying to move back a bit because I feel like I'm too close to the screen. All right, so I felt like that was really funny because to me, I really feel like both of them are both kind of they have a lot in common. So I don't see Choma and Caroline like anybody's following or copying any other person. They're both really so much alike in so many ways that they're just vibing that way, that they might be doing the same thing the same time and not even knowing. Okay, yeah, so they like to show off. They like to, you know those kind of people like Caroline already calls herself the gold digger and all of that. So they that's the vibe that the both of them have. That's Choma and Caroline. So all of that. So they sat down in Miriam's house and they were just where are they? And they didn't show. They were not there. Then Miriam now came down after a while and she welcomed them. She was like, hello, she shook, she was kissing them. And then when she went to kiss Laura, Laura was kind of holding back a little bit. And you know her now, she's always complaining. They showed her in a confessional. She was like, come on, what's going on? Girl, hold me. Come on, greet me properly. And she even told her, she said, girl, greet me now, hug me now, like, what are you doing? And she was like, I don't understand her. She's here in my house and she's kind of acting cold toward me. I don't have any issue with her before now. So I don't know why Laura is this way, but anyways. So she now told them, okay, the table is set and everything, but one of the rules that I have is that we're not all just going to walk to the dining table and just sit down, because I don't want friends to sit next to friends so they don't start gossiping, yipping, and speaking, whispering stuff into each other's ears that will make other people feel somehow and all of that. So I have written down numbers and folded them. I have them in this can, so I'll mix it up and you will pick and open. Whatever number you have, that's where you will sit on the table. So we don't have friends. I'm just trying to mix everyone. And then they showed Laura in a confession. Laura was like, what is Miriam trying to do? She's trying to separate me from Tiana because she knows we're kind of close. Zberry TV, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. So she's like, is she trying to separate me? Okay, Zberry said, hello, host and everyone. Hello. Thank you for joining. So she was like, she's trying to separate me from Tiana or something because she knows we're close and all of that. And Tiana was like, I don't understand what you're trying to do, but anyways, bring it, let us pick. She brought the stuff, Tiana picked, Laura picked, Yabo Joe picked, and they opened it, and Tiana was number one, and Tiana, they showed her in her confession. She was like, of course, I know I'm going to be number one because I'm always on top of the game. I'm always a winner. I'm always a first. I'm always there, like I'm the boss lady. I'm up there, okay? So, and then Laura said she had number two. So I don't know what number Yabo Joe picked, but Yabo Joe didn't say. So she brought some drinks for them to just drink, and while they wait for the other two guests to arrive before they will all go to the table, because it would be kind of rude if they would just go to the table and not wait for them. And then Laura, I think Laura and Tiana were like, let's just go to the table. And no, Laura and Iyabo said, let's go to the table. And Tiana was like, let's wait a little. I know you people are like, you're thinking I will say, let's go, but let's just give them a little bit of time. I know they are fond of doing this, but let's just wait a little bit more. So Miriam brought champagne and some stuff for them. And she also brought their presents, their gifts. In their gift bag, she had like a book for them. Thank you so much for that thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Zberry TV. Okay, so she said she brought, there was a book and other gift items inside their bag. So she gave to them and looked at it. All of them were excited. They were like, well, of course, who doesn't love gifts and all of that? And Laura was like, I would love to read this book. I'm an author myself, so of course, this is a book that I would love to read. And they were just there chatting away. And I think the next day they said it was 4 hours. These ladies were not there yet. That's Caroline Hutchins and Choma Goodhair. Both of them were not there yet. At this point, the ladies were getting fired up. Iyabo Ojo was already fired up. Was like, this is just plain rude. Someone invited you to the house and so long. And we were like, okay, let's just go to the table. So now they left, and the four of them, plus the hosts, Miriam, they went to the table and they sat down. So at the table, it was a long table. They had Tiana and Laura were sitting opposite each other. Next to Tiana was Iyabo Ojo, and then Miriam that is the host, was sitting on the other edge. So the first thing they served them on the table, when they sat down, they removed all the plates on the table, and the first thing they served them was a donut, kind of made, and she was like, oh, world standard chef. And the chef, I think it's a cousin to, I think she's a celebrity chef, so she's well known, and I guess she's good at what she does. So a lot of people, a lot of celebrities knows her in Lagos and all of that. So when she came in, they were like, "Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa!" Like, Tiana was just like screaming, like, "Oh, wow!" And then they showed me Miriam in her confession, and she was like, "Oh, so proud, yeah." She said the lady's name, and she was like, "Did I also tell you that she's my cousin?" "Oh, yeah, she is. Yeah, we're relatives." And she said them this whole donut thing and explained about what it was. And then Laura asked, "How are we going to eat this?" And then Miriam said you could use your fork and knife or just anyhow. She's like, I think I'm going to use my hand. But she picked up the fork and she was trying to pick on it. It's like, oh, okay, I know what it is. It's like puff puff. Puff puff is something that they make a lot in Nigeria, like buns, puff puff. It look very similar to donuts, like they're all in the same family. Anyways, so she was like, no, it's a donut. It's not a puff puff. So they were still there, and these two were not there yet. After a while, they now showed Caroline walking in. Immediately, everywhere went quiet. They stopped talking, and the table was just, you will see the ladies, all their faces just changed. And Caroline walked in, she's like, I can see the ladies, they are so pissed off, right? And she walked in, she sat down. And then right behind her was Choma. Choma was carrying this orchid flowers, right? Orchid is called orchid, orchid. Yeah, I think orchid. I don't know that flower. They put indoors a lot. It's beautiful. It's like pink. You have the pink, you have the white, and different colors. Very nice plant. Yeah, orchid. I think. Yeah. All right. So she came in with that, and Miriam was already fired up. She was ready to give it to them. So she was like, since I'm the host, instead of me to give it to them 100, I'm going to bring it down to 50. But now she brought me a flower, and I love flowers so much. Now I'm going to bring it down to 10. So she didn't even say anything. Before they sat down, she welcomed she stood up and kissed them and all of that. And she presented her the flower. She's like, thank you so very much. And then she said before they wanted to sit, she's like, hold on. Before you sit, you have to pick your numbers. And they picked, and Choma was sitting next to Laura. Now, if you know these two, they don't see eye to eye. They just don't like each other, Choma and Laura. Okay, so she sat next to Laura on the side of the table, and on the other side of the table, Caroline sat next to Iyabo. So Caroline, Iyabo, and Tiana, they're on the same line. Then you have the host, Miriam, and in the middle, Choma Goodhair, and on the side, you have Laura. That's how. So you have Tiana and Laura sitting face to face, Choma Goodhair and Iyabo Ojo sitting face to face, Miriam sitting face to face with Caroline. And then nobody was saying anything. Then Iyabo started talking. So there's something about going late to events and all of that. But when somebody invites you to your house, you have to come early with all, but she was generalizing it. She was looking straight at Choma, but she was just generalizing. She didn't want to say her name. And she was talking and talking and talking for so long. And they showed Choma in a confession. Choma was like, yeah, but if you're talking to me, just say my name already, because I know you're talking to me. You're not talking to Caroline. You're referring to me, even though we both came late. And at the end, she now mentioned Choma's name, and Choma started laughing. So I knew you were talking to me. I almost told you to just say my name already, because I know you're referring to me. And then they apologized. They know that it was wrong. Caroline spoke up and said she knows it was wrong, that Miriam invited them. They came late, and she apologized for that. Already, Laura started acting weird. Then they showed Laura in her confessional. Laura was like, this Choma is feeling like something, that Choma feels like she is intimidated by how she dresses and all of that. That Choma should just get over herself. She was just like, she doesn't have Choma's time and all of that. That Choma is just too full of herself, and she thinks she's something and all of that. So on the table, they sat there for them, then they were eating and talking. But then Laura started acting as if she was drunk. Then at a point, I think her clothes was now open, all open till like the navel area. You could see, although she had her hair, a bit of her hair in front of her. So you really couldn't see her boobs, but it was showing really like she was all open here, like no button, nothing. She was just acting all drunk. And Tiana was asking her, what's up with you? Are you drunk? She was like, Not really, but I've not taken champagne for. She doesn't drink alcohol, according to the show. Laura doesn't take alcohol, so wherever they go to, she will always take soft drink, juice, or something else. But I think Miriam made her drink champagne, according to what they said. I don't know what was in her glass. Maybe it wasn't champagne, but they just want to play it that way because if she doesn't drink alcohol, she might not want to take champagne either. So she was acting kind of weird, and Tiana was asking her, "Are you drunk or something? You want some water?" She was doing her finger like this to her. She wanted to grab us, like, they were just trying to talk, and then she would chill back and all of that. And Choma, they showed Choma in her confession. She was like, "I don't know. Laura is sitting next to me here, and she's acting all weird. They are trying to say that she's maybe sick or she's drunk. I don't get it. All I see is that Laura is looking for attention." I feel like Choma really thinks that Laura really digs her so much, that Laura really wants to be her friend by all means. She had said it before, but she repeated again that Choma is looking for attention. I just feel like she's saying that Laura is looking for her attention. That's Choma's attention. So I feel like Choma is really full of herself. But it's a show, we know, but they're all playing their parts very well, okay? Don't take it personal. They are all playing their parts very well. So it was that drama there on the table. Laura was complaining a lot. They were eating a lot of that. Although they didn't show what Laura complained about the food, but then that's something that will come up later. So like I said, if you're watching up to this point, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell, and also share with someone that you think needs to see the show, okay, needs to see the review. All right, so much was going on the table. And then after they finished from the table, Laura was like, "I'm not used to," when they were asking her, "What's up with you on this table?" She was like, "I'm not used to all ladies going out, sitting down and talking and eating and all of that. Like, I'm just trying to get used to this whole thing." Then Tiana looked at her, was like, "What are you saying? Like, what's going on with you? What's up? What's up?" And she flipped. Just like that, Laura flipped on Tiana. Like, I was expecting her to flip on, if it's Choma or Caroline, I will understand, because Laura already has bad blood between you. There's this bad blood between the three of them, right? But flipping on Tiana, that is her friend, was like out of nowhere. She was like, "You're doing too much. You're doing too much. Just do your thing with your friends. Like leave me alone. You're doing too much." Like everybody was taking her back. Like, what? She's supposed to be your friend. What are you talking about? And then Tiana was upset, and she said, I will never talk to you, or I'll never defend you, or I will never something." She said to her, like, "Oh, I'm never going to pay attention to you, or I'm never going to care about you," because she's that kind of friend that will always care, make sure you're okay when you go out to some. So she was kind of hinting, telling her that I will never care about you and all of that. Like, I was just asking all these questions because I care. I wanted to make sure you're okay, but you're flipping on me. I will never care about you or anything. And she just flipped her hand and she looked the other way. After that, the host told them to stand up, let them go upstairs, like she had the rooftop. The rooftop was nice. She had karaoke setting, everything all nice. Then when they went to the rooftop, that's where all the ladies really lightened up. Just like, we have, I don't know, tequila or something to drink, something to, to boost the ladies, their mood and everything. So when they went to the rooftop, it was all beautiful set up and everything. So they went in and they were blasting music, they were dancing. Caroline said when she's in the karaoke place, or said anywhere, that anything that has to do with singing karaoke, that she used to feel like Beyonce, or she used to feel like, she mentioned another star, I think Beyonce and someone else she mentioned, I don't remember the other star. She mentioned that she will always sing. She was not singing, I believe I can fly. Some other person was singing one other different kind of, two different songs and all of that. So I don't know, I believe, or something, one of these blues, kind of slow blues or something, some kind of song. So they were there all dancing, partying, and just having fun, and that was it. So let us see what was the next. Whew. Okay, let's see what was the next. Okay, Miriam's dinner. Yeah, yeah, picking numbers to sit at the table. She gave them gifts. Yeah. Okay, yeah, 5 hours later, before Caroline and Choma arrive. Okay, Yabo tackling them. I'm trying to go through so I don't miss anything. Okay, Laura tackling Tiana. After dinner, okay, rooftop karaoke. Okay, okay. So after the rooftop karaoke, the next scene was they showed Choma in, I believe that would be her home, and she was wearing I think blue jeans and um, a red t-shirt, like same color with my hair, t-shirt with on it they wrote with a white, this they wrote on the chest, good way on it, and she tied it behind, looking all nice. Choma will always look good, even in her simple casual dressing, she always tried to add, so she had it tied behind, and she was there with her friend, is it Temi, that was with her in Abuja, and Temi was asking her about Laura, like, what is it about Laura, that Laura is always kind of somehow, and she's like, that's just her. I guess that's the kind of person she is, and I don't really, really care about whatever Laura is doing and all of that at this point. I don't even want to know what is going on with Laura and all of that. So that's not my business and all of that. My chair is really my head stuck. I'm trying to move it on one side. Okay, so she was like, I really don't even care what is going on with her and so on and so forth. So it's not even something I should bother myself with. That she's kind of a very negative person or um, inferiority complex or something, that it's none of my business. And I don't really care. And they were just talking and they were gathering package because they were preparing for her. Choma has this foundation. She said she's from a family that loves giving. Thank you very much, Z Berry. She said she's from a family that loves giving, that from when she was growing up, every Sunday they will go out, the parents will take them somewhere, that they will go give out gifts, give out things. So she's following in that footstep. She opened her foundation, and so she's preparing for an outreach. They're going to take gifts. They have so many gifts on the floor, and they were packing like bags, with putting gifts in bags and packaging them. And then her friend Caroline showed up, and then Caroline was like, give me a t-shirt, I'm less privileged too, and all of that. They were just all laughing. And then she wore the red t-shirt also, and she was like, I came to, when I hear, Caroline was like, when I hear anything about helping other people, helping the less privileged or anything, I just want to see what's going on. So I came to help her arrange things and get ready and all of that. But Chuma was like, yes, I wanted you to come here and work. She's like, I don't have any problem with that. I'm gonna work. And she's like, but I wanted you to come with me. She was like, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to go to the beach. But okay, I will cancel that and I will just follow you to where you're going. So they finished packaging everything and they stepped out. That was when they stepped into the car where they had the car scene. But let me see. Okay, Caroline. Okay. Alabama. Okay, yeah, so she talked about her foundation, Choma's foundation. She said her foundation is for tackling sickle cell, poverty, and helping, with the medical industry a little anyhow they could. Also, so that's what her foundation is all about, the poor people, trying to eradicate poverty, and also trying to help people suffering from sickle cell. So, and that's just sickle cell, is medical stuff and all of that. So donating stuff to like hospital and people that don't have, and so on and so forth. That's what she's into, and making sure that poor people are okay. So she brings them gifts and she just do whatever she can for them. Okay, so then Choma, and then as they were doing this, Miriam called. I felt like that was strange. As we were packaging stuff, Miriam called Choma and they started talking about Laura. Miriam said she didn't like the fact that Laura was behaving very strange in her home, and that she didn't want to say anything because she was the host. So it would be kind of rude if she would say something, that she didn't want any one of them to feel somehow. And she had already warned prior that she doesn't want saga, drama, or anything. And she didn't want to be the one to start it in her home. But that Laura was very rude. Laura was complaining about the food, that she didn't like the food that was served. Although I didn't hear when Laura said that when they were at the dining table, I only knew when she asked about the donut, when she was asking if it was a puff puff or something. And all that. And she acted very weird on the table. She acted very weird, like she wasn't talking. She was acting like she was drunk. Sometimes she would close her eyes. She would lay down back and her butt and everything was open and all of it. So she was just acting very strange. But I didn't hear when she said, but from what they are saying, she actually said she didn't like the food and all of that. So Miriam felt kind of, she was all the effort she put, Laura was just there to just like, nothing was anything here. I know that she was complaining that she doesn't like this setting of ladies sitting and just talking and all of that. She's not used to it. She's trying to get used to it and all of that. And I felt like that was also rude that she was complaining a lot, even though you're not used to that setting. Maybe you're the type that loves going to club, partying, being loud. For once, someone invited you to their home, respect whatever they are doing, even though you don't want to be there. You were invited, you honor the invitation, just be quiet, play along, be all nice, be all cool, cordial with everyone, chat, you know, engage in a conversation or whatever is going on and leave. But instead of that, Laura was just complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining, and that I felt that was rude. So that's what they were talking about on the phone. And Choma was like, they showed Choma in her confession, and Choma was like, that was very rude for Laura to complain about the food. She didn't like this, she didn't like that. It's very insultive to the host, Miriam, that she wouldn't take that at all. You cannot come to her house and insult her. Like if she was Miriam, she wouldn't take it at all. That you cannot come to my home and insult me after the effort and everything I put to serve you people, make everybody okay. Now you complain you don't like the food. That no, she would not tolerate that nonsense. You get. So after that, Caroline arrived. Then they all prepared, packaged all the goods, and they entered the car. And then as they were driving in the car, driving to where they're going to do this whole Choma outreach, where they're going to give out the gifts and all of that, that was when they received a phone, because as they were in the car, Choma and Caroline were in the car. I think it was Choma or Caroline that was explaining that because of the show and all of that, they have like a WhatsApp group where all the ladies are, they're in the group. So in case of anything, you can drop a comment or drop something there so everybody can see it and all of that. So as they were driving in the car, a long message came into the WhatsApp group. So they opened it to see, and all of a sudden was a long write-up. It's all over social media right now. If you want to see, go on Instagram, you will see the chat. I cannot even read them here because it is messy. Like it's a big mess. It's a hot mess. Okay, so the message came in, and then Caroline started fuming. It was Laura complaining why some people came late on a normal day. In a real world, she will not be around such people. Caroline flipped. Who is Laura to say in a real world she will not be around that? Who is Caroline? That is Caroline up to her level. She herself, Caroline, or is Laura up to Yabo Joe's level, or Tiana, or who in this group that Laura, now in real life, she cannot even be in an event or party or anything on a table where these ladies are. So she should stop, she should drop that nonsense. Laura just kept dropping lines, complaining and complaining. And then Caroline responded, and Choma was very upset. She said something and she mentioned Choma's name also. Choma was upset. Choma was like, the audacity, she's mentioning my name. Like, what's going on? If you want to fight, come fight with me one-on-one. Why do you have to go to the WhatsApp group? Because you need a backup. Like, if I want to say anything to you, I will say it to you directly. Or if I want to use message, I will message you directly. And I'm not going to put it in a WhatsApp group so I can have backup and all of that. That's what Laura is looking for. Laura is looking for backup and all of that. So Caroline, and then when Caroline responded, Laura was like, who is this? Is this Choma or Caro? And Caroline said, at Laura, she wrote her full name, Caroline Hutchins. And then that was when it started. Laura now sent another long write-up blasting Caroline, that Caroline is pretending to be who she's not, that all her name, her title, and everything has to do with, linked to others, not her. It's not as if she's that, like her name, that she's not known. Like, Caroline was married to a billionaire and all of that. So Laura was trying to say that if not that she was married to billionaires and she's linked to billionaires and all of that, that who is she and all of that. And she was like, really? Are you talking to me? And she called her a prostitute. Caroline called Laura a prostitute. And Laura flipped. They started exchanging words, blasting each other. Then Laura now said, you that you were pimped. Goodness me. Hell broke loose. Laura was flipping. I have never done that in my life. And she was like, you think you're anything. If you're anything, it's because of your sister. Like I said in other episodes when we review, Laura Ikeji is Linda Ikeji's younger sister. And Linda Ikeji is the biggest blogger in Nigeria and one of the biggest in Africa. Okay, so being her sister, everybody's like, okay. So people always say that everything Laura is, but Laura is working hard for herself. But when she insinuated that, that also made her very upset because she said, I've been working hard all my life. Everything I own, wherever the level I'm in life, I did work hard to get there and all of that. So how dare you? So they were both just exchanging words and all of that. And then that was when she fired, Caroline fired that Laura was pimped, that she's a cheap street prostitute. And Laura fired back at Caroline saying, you that you were sleeping with small boys in your husband's house. And she responded, if I was doing that, I wouldn't have gotten a dime, from my divorce settlement or anything. So they were both just saying nasty things to each other on this their WhatsApp chat. So all the ladies and whoever they have on that group could see it. Laura flipped out, and Caroline was explaining that yes, you were pimped during an event. You were pimped to a governor of one of the states. So now Nigeria is a state. Nigeria is a country. I said Nigeria is a state. Explaining this is just a hot mess. Nigeria is a country with 36 states. They have the Federal Capital Territory (FCT), which is Abuja, where they went for their other event in episode 5. That's the capital city. And then they said there was an event, there was an event that happened in Lagos that the president of the country was supposed to come to Lagos for something. So a lot of the governors were also supposed to be in that event because it was a governmental thing. So after whatever meeting, political meeting, whatever, the politicians need to chill. It's what they do, right? They have 5 minutes meeting and they use the rest of the 24 hours to party and enjoy. So Caroline said when that event happened, that Laura was among one of the ladies that were pimped to one of the governors of one of the states. She didn't mention what state, so we don't know which of the 36 states. We don't know. It could be anyone. And so we don't know the governor. They said allegedly that she was pimped to. And she said, and when she was saying it, she was like, I was there. So now, I don't know what, I know that Caroline is not a politician. So if she's saying that she was there, because now Laura is denying it, but she is saying that she was there. So is it that Caroline also was pimped to another governor that was attending, like both of them were pimped or what? I don't know. But if that was the case, Caroline's case is kind of justified because Caroline is a divorcee. Like, she's divorced, so I guess she's allowed to flirt or hang out with whoever she wants to. So I guess that's why she wasn't ashamed to put it on blast. But Laura denied it, that never happened. She has never done that in her life. She has worked hard for everything she owns. Caroline also alleged that Laura went to rent house in Banana Island. Now, like I said it before, if you live in Banana Island in Lagos, we're talking about millions of dollars you're paying, okay? Millions of naira that if they convert it to dollar, euro, pounds, it's still a lot of money. Like, you need to be a millionaire or even a billionaire to live in Banana Island because the houses are damn expensive to rent or buy. So very few people can even buy houses in places like that, okay? It's only for the cream and la cream. I mean, how people say la cream people that can live in places like that. So Caroline was insulting her, saying that Laura went to rent house there to lie to people and all of that. Then they showed Laura in her. Okay, Caroline also shaded Laura for her fashion show. So like, Laura is bragging to be something that didn't Laura spend up to 5 hours or so after they arrived before her fashion show started, that they had to wait for so long before the fashion show started. And even when they waited so long, she didn't even know what kind of a fashion show was that they were just all wearing sleepwear, like nightgowns and all of that. Like, it was very funny. Choma was just laughing. And Caroline was like, I'm going to finish you. I don't even want to work on our relationship or anything. I don't care about you or nothing. If you come for me, I will finish you. And after she said that, after Caroline said that they pimped her and she's a prostitute, she now wrote to Caroline that I'm coming for you. I don't know what that means, but that's what she wrote to her. And the next thing they showed Laura in her home with her husband. Now, Laura's husband is another famous one because I think they say he was a footballer or something also, but I don't know. But I know that his brother is Kanu Nwankwo, and Kanu Nwankwo is a famous footballer from Nigeria. So that name, Kanu, it's a big name in Nigeria. Like people know them and know the family. So they showed her sitting on a couch. I guess that was her home with him. And she was like, you remember in, I think, 2017, when there was an event in Lagos that the president was supposed to come to Lagos, and a lot of people were there. A lot of people were invited, celebrities, influencers, because Laura is an influencer. She's not an actress or anything. So she said a lot of celebrities were invited. I was also invited. Now, Caroline is insinuating that I was pimped to one of the governors. Can you imagine that? And her husband just laughed. And then she spoke in their language. um, uh, Laura and her husband and Choma, they're from the east. Okay, I'm not sure where Caroline is from. I don't know. I don't know east, west, south, north. I don't know where Caroline is from. I'm going to check it in episode 8. I'm going to let you people know. I will check. I will find out where Caroline is from. But I know that Choma Laura is from the east. Tiana and Iyabo is from the west. Miriam, I'm not quite sure if Miriam is also Yoruba or Igbo. I don't know. So Miriam and Caroline, I'm not sure where these two people are they're from in Nigeria. Okay, so she said that she was telling her husband and then she spoke in her language, telling her that Caroline is divorced actually, and she thinks that Caroline is trying to destroy. Thank you so much, Zberry TV. She said she thinks that Caroline is trying to destroy. Oh, hello, Oyoyo. How are you doing? We're here dissecting and analyzing the Real Housewives episode 7. So she spoke in her language, Igbo, and she said to her husband that Caroline is divorced. So she thinks Caroline is firing all this shot at her just to get to, to destroy her marriage also. Because if you ask me, this is a big one. Because Caroline is not just saying, I heard, Caroline is saying, I was there. I was part of the people that were invited that were there. So it's either Caroline too was pimped to one of the governors, because as I told you, the governors are many in Nigeria. When you talk about governors, head of states, they are many because they have 36 states in Nigeria. So out of 36 states, you have someone leading. So there are many governors. So if there's an event that the president is coming, then actually all of them are expected to be present, right? Because maybe they want to discuss something about the country. So after that, they will wind down, they will party, they will hang out. So they're saying that ladies were pimped to the governors. So probably Caroline was also pimped to someone. We do not know. Say, host, host, my review is dropping now. Really, I will watch it before I go to sleep. This is 12, yeah, this is 12 a.m. now for me. When I finish my review, I'll come and check yours. The gist is getting hot. So all over social media now, people have screen grabbed that part of this gist. And I just love the way Laura's husband handled it. Well, he was on camera. I wasn't expecting him to flip about. Some people would. They would have acted, but I don't think he would want to play that kind of part. He was just laughing, just smiling all through, like, I understand. And I think it was a smart one on Laura's side. I don't know if Laura was married 2017. I don't know how many years now Laura's been married. If she's been married in 2017 when this event happened and they're saying she was pimped, then that's a big deal. So Caroline is saying she was present, and Caroline is saying this thing with her full chest. So at this point, we do not know between Laura and Caroline who is lying. And I hope there's receipts, okay, because it is going down. I'm telling you, the fight between the both of them, it became so ugly. So yeah, the WhatsApp fight between Caroline, yeah. Okay, so yeah, Laura talks to her husband about this, telling her that Caroline was trying to destroy her marriage. Okay. And said she's insinuating that or alleging that she was pimped to governor. And the next, okay, let me see. Okay, so next, at the end, they will always show you what they will show on the next episode. So episode 8, because this is episode 7, if I'm not mistaken. So episode 8, they show that they called for a meeting. I don't know which of the lady called. So all the 6 ladies are coming together to talk. So when they got together, they gave them space. Like they were all sitting like almost like around each other. But they gave them space in between each other. And on the side where they were sitting, it was Laura and I think it was Laura and then Tiana, but there was a big space in between them too. Or I think yes, or someone was between them, but they were all spaced out. Choma was on this other side, Caroline was on this other side, Yabo, Miriam here, kind of next to Laura. So they started talking. And Laura stood up, got angry. They had bottled waters on the tables and all of that. And when both of them started talking, I don't even know who felt it was a good time to call for that meeting after they finished fighting on this WhatsApp thing. It was not the best time. I don't think, in my own opinion, it was not the best time for them to do that. But they did call for the meeting, and it was going down. Immediately, Caroline started talking. Immediately, and opened her mouth and all of that. Laura flipped. How dare you say I was pimped? Picked up the bottled water, opened it, and started splashing on her. Immediately, Miriam stood up and dived Laura, trying to stop Laura. Now, Caroline used that opportunity that Miriam was holding Laura down not to throw anything on anyone. She picked up another bottle or stuff and hit Laura and all of that. So the fight, and I felt like that was, the ladies were just messy, okay, because the rest of them were sitting down. Nobody wanted to do anything. Nobody stood up. Now Miriam was holding Laura. Nobody was holding Caroline. So Caroline was able to go and get one on Laura. And Laura ducked, but I think she got it. But I think they were fighting with water bottles, so I don't think it's going to hurt. So that was very smart the smart one for the team. Okay, the producers, the cast, the producers, all of them setting up just water bottles and not like bottle drink things that they can use as weapons. So that was good that it was just water and the plastic bottle won't hurt. So that was good, but it is going to go down. Episode 8, don't miss it. It's not something you want to miss, okay? And like I say, we have it on a playlist on the channel. Just don't watch only this episode 7 because you might not understand completely. I have the playlist. You will see from episode 1 till this episode 7, okay? So next week Friday, they show every Friday. So next week Friday, they will come up with episode 8. So subscribe. You see the reason why you need to subscribe and turn on notification bell so you do not miss it, okay? So at this point, we will call it a day. The show is going down. I really don't know if this is kind of, but of course, it's a reality TV show, so there's bound to be drama and stuffs like that. But I'm just thinking, like, what is going on? What is going on? Like, I hope that Miriam has receipts to back this up because this is a huge allegation. And if you've been on Instagram, Instagram is on fire. People are retweeting. People are talking about the whole fight. People are screenshotting that part from the program because, this program is only on Showmax for now. No other channel or other platform is showing it. You're not allowed to. So that's why I just do full review. I don't put clips or anything because I don't want to have issues and all of that, and I'm trying to work this channel to get it to monetization also, so I don't want to have any issues. So I don't put clips of the show when I'm reviewing, okay? But when they post their shorts, I can repost that because it's something that is allowed, okay? And I always tag it as only on Showmax. Even my review, I include it as only on Showmax, so you know how to get the show. If you want to watch, go download Showmax, and that's how you can get to watch the show for now. Maybe in the future, they will put it on other platforms so you can watch it from anywhere you are around the world. But for now, download the app and then subscribe to it, and you can watch the Real Housewives of Lagos. So thank you all so very much. This is it. I hope we did a good review. Like, I couldn't just wait. Like, when I watched, I was like, I was going to wait till tomorrow to do this review, but I said, no, 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 no. This is almost 12 midnight, but yes, let me still come here, sit down. In at least in an hour's time, I would have rounded up, finished the whole explanation and review of the show. So let me know in the comment section what you think. Okay, what, like, do you think the ladies, who is on the right, like this whole drama, and from now on the drama is getting hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter, so expect more. Thank you so very much. Let's not drag this too long. Thank you so very much. I remain your girl, Octavia Cora. Here you get all the trending gist, you get world news. We keep you updated about everything that is happening around the world. Okay, so we keep you informed and all of that. So don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you will be notified. Thank you so very much, Oyoyo. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Zberry TV, for stopping by. Thank you, Mariama Sonko, for stopping by. Thank you, Vincent Aboga. Hope I didn't miss anyone. Yes, thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you so very much. Bye. And those of you watching the replay, come on, please give the subscription. Just hit that red subscribe button if you are enjoying this, okay? And always leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the show, and let me know what you think about the review, okay? So thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Oyoyo, I'm looking up. I'll go and finish up with what I have to do, settle down, and by then I believe your own review will be up. So I'll check it out too. All right, bye everyone. Bye. Okay, till we have another review to do.